Hi, I'm Don Klauser. This is one of my lesson presentations for Intro to Music Production. This is my church, and I do the sound here. So let's get started right away. Does it go up on the platform? I guess you heard that sound. That was a mistake that we made. We should have put padding under the carpet. Now there's an acoustic noise reduction. When the choir comes up here, let's just say it don't sound pretty. Here you see different types of microphones. This microphone here is not a balanced microphone. It only has 2 wires to it. The outer sleeve is also the shield, which is an audio carrying conductor. So if it picks up any electrical noise, that becomes a part of the audio path. So that's not a good system. This is an XLR microphone. You'll notice it has 3 wires instead of 2. And here's an XLR cable. Again, you notice the 3 wires. 2 of the wires are the audio signal. One of them is the shield, but it's non-audio signal path. So therefore, if it picks up any electrical noise in the shield, it doesn't become a part of your audio signal. This is our old microphone stand. This used to be screwed fast to the pulpit. This pulpit, the top wooden part, acts like a drum head, believe it or not. If you hear that, it had been mounted right here, but if the pastor just moved the hymnal or his Bible, that noise transmitted right up here into the microphone, and it was louder than you heard it here because it was physically transmitted. We then moved it up to here. You can hear how much quieter that surface is, but we still had a problem. Then we got it here. This is a better microphone, and you'll notice it's mounted in rubber, so it's isolated, so you don't get transmitted noise to come up the stem. You see here there's a foam pad, and there's also a foam pad on the XLR mic. That helps with, especially with spoken word. Some people call it a windscreen, but like consonants like P's and T's, sometimes they pop. And that gets really loud, and this helps to mitigate that. That's another noise reduction. Just let's look at a few other things. These cables, as they run back to the booth, I'll show you here. It's easier if you walk around there. This is our monitor speaker, and underneath here we have an underfloor box. We have 5 of them up here. And here you have XLR plugs. Here we have a plug that goes to our monitor speaker. In these boxes, there is no electrical signal or any electrical power at all. It's only audio signal. Again, we have 5 of them up here. They run under the floor. Then there's a conduit in the wall and above the ceiling that runs that up to the audio booth. Again, no electrical signal in there, and this is a way of electrical noise reduction. Let's go back to the booth. Hi, come on into the booth. I guess you notice as I walked into the booth, you didn't hear the stomping sound. We unfortunately built that platform before we built the audio booth. We learned our lesson. We put the padding here. It's important, this being a worship service and mostly using this for sound reinforcement, that my sounds don't become a part of the worship experience for our church members. You'll notice another thing we did for acoustic noise reduction is we have carpeted the counter surfaces. If you're handling a cassette tape and you set it on this carpet, it's not very loud, but if you set it on a hard surface like a Formica, and just something weird with the acoustics of this room, if I so much as rub my hands together, the pastor can hear it as loud as if he was in the booth. It just goes over the head. People in the auditorium don't hear it. Just a funny thing with acoustics. So that's another thing about listening with sound reduction. Sometimes where you place a microphone, it'll pick up acoustical noise that it maybe doesn't have to pick up. This is our mixer. Again, our cables, as I say, our cables go from under the floor into a snake, which is also shielded. It goes through a conduit that is run up through the wall and overhead and down. You can see there's a removable panel in the floor. The wires run underneath this raised floor and then up into the mixer. Again, we try to keep the cables as short as we can to reduce the amount of noise. And again, they're isolated. There is no power electric run underneath this floor. So this is my lesson on reducing electrical noise and acoustic noise in a real-world environment. This isn't really a recording studio. It's a little different, but I thought it might be interesting to you as well. Thank you very much for your time and listening, and good luck and God bless as you continue your education. Thank you.